Sunny Hostin from The View has come out and said that Trump voters regret their vote because of Trump's tariffs. Now, I am no economic expert, and I'm not going to claim to be one. So my opinions on this matter, on these tariffs, are, I'm going to be honest, pretty surface level. But I do understand the potential pros and cons of Trump's tariffs. I understand the pros being it will boost American manufacturing. We will begin exporting goods and products at a mass level once again, which by extension will create American jobs. I understand the cons as well, right? Realistically, it's going to raise the cost of living. We're going to pay more money for goods that we're used to purchasing for a certain price. Now, Trump's perspective on all of this, which he's acknowledged this himself, is that there will be short-term pain, but the long-term achievement, right, that we will reach through these tariffs will make it all worth it. He said that out of his own mouth. Now, many people are against the tariffs. Economic experts, seems like the majority of the population, honestly. The media, many people believe these tariffs are a horrible idea, and they will be uncomfortable, right? For the large majority of us, these tariffs will be uncomfortable. Experts predict that it will raise the cost of living for the average American household somewhere around $5,000 extra a year. It's just a matter of if you believe it's worth it or not for the long-term goal. American manufacturing, American jobs, American exports, right? Not America not being taken advantage of on the world stage. So people are on the fence about this, and many people are fearful of the tariffs. I want to preface this by saying I voted for Trump. Many of you watching this video most likely voted for Trump. I mean, this is a conservative YouTube channel. Trump has been talking about these tariffs for a long time. It's an idea that he ran on during the campaign. So you can't act like you're surprised by the tariffs. You can't act like you've been blindsided. Maybe he didn't implement them in the exact way that you believed he would, but this is something he's been speaking about very passionately for some time. Now, don't get me wrong, as I just mentioned, there are some pros to these tariffs, and I'm not against tariffs, generally speaking, right? One of the pros of the tariffs that I feel strongly about is that when a country is producing things on a mass level, it instills a certain level of pride and patriotism in your country, right? Which is one of the things that I believe our country is lacking in. I also understand the cons, as I mentioned. I understand that I'm going to pay more money at the grocery store. I understand that goods and products that I'm used to being a certain price are going to be more expensive, at least for the time being. So I'm not taking a hard side when it comes to the tariffs. I'm sort of in the middle on the issue. I'm not passionate about it one way or the other. I just recognize where the pros and cons may come from. Now, with that being said, when Sunny Hostin says that people who voted for Trump regret their vote because of the tariffs, that's where I do have a strong opinion, because I disagree with that altogether. Because by saying that, you are assuming that a Kamala Harris presidency would have been the answer to all of the current potential issues that are being raised during Trump's presidency, when that is just inaccurate, and I don't believe that at all. Right? Don't get me wrong. Kamala Harris, for many people, not for myself, but for many people, would have been a more comfortable president, right? You have Trump coming in office, making bold statements, taking bold actions, and doing it very swiftly. He is exercising his executive power at a level that we've probably never seen. I've never seen it in my lifetime, and it's scaring people, and it's making people uncomfortable, right? Very bold actions, such as these tariffs. Kamala Harris, for many people, would have been more comfortable. In many people's minds, she would have been safer. She would have been another president like Joe Biden. A president that is hardly even the president. A president that listens to their inner circle more than they listen to their own intuition and to the American people. A president that is just a face, a puppet. One that isn't actually making bold decisions. Now, people like myself, who in this last election wanted to have an actual president who made actual decisions and wasn't just being ordered and bossed around by the people within their circle or by their wife, such as in Joe Biden's case. We wanted a real president. That isn't the main reason I voted for Trump, but that was one of the elements. There was an appeal there to having a strong man come in and be the actual president and make actual decisions and make America be feared again and respected again and things of that nature. But the idea that, these tariffs wouldn't be happening and all of these uncomfortable things wouldn't be happening if Kamala were elected, I disagree with very passionately because, and this is what it comes down to for me. I voted for Trump for many reasons, right? I can give you a whole list. For starters, let's just say I'm a conservative person. I'm conservative minded, so I'm naturally going to most likely vote for the conservative candidate. Let's just start there. I am a conservative, along with many other reasons. But I'd say the main reason, above all else, above everything that just comes with being conservative, the main reason I voted for Trump was immigration. It's been estimated that during Joe Biden's presidency, somewhere around 10 million illegal immigrants entered our country. It's also been estimated that there could possibly be somewhere around 30 to 40 million illegal immigrants in our country right now. Those are numbers that will cause irreversible damage to our country. Those are numbers that will and that have fundamentally changed many aspects of our country. If we would have had 4 years of Kamala Harris, which would have more than likely taken on the same border policies as Joe Biden, where we just open the floodgates and welcome the third world at an unprecedented rate for another 4 years, let's say she led in 10 million, that would have been 20 million in 8 years. The country would have been done. That's irreversible damage. You can't undo that. You can't fix that, okay? I don't care how economically prosperous my country is if my country doesn't have a definition. And if anyone from anywhere at any time can become an American citizen in any way, your country no longer has a definition. A country isn't defined by its geography, it's defined by its people. And millions of these people that just come here, unchecked in any way, they aren't making an effort to assimilate. They aren't passionate about America's culture or history or core values or principles. These are people that are coming here to exploit America for its resources, exploit America for its opportunities. They come here and they wave their own flag. They don't act or behave like me and you. It's because they're not from here. They're from a country that has an entirely different way of doing things. You can't expect them to be like me and you, especially if they come here illegally, because there's been no process, there's been no effort, there's been no systematic effort or process for them to assimilate to our country. At least when they come here legally, they have to take a civics test. It requires them to have a baseline understanding of who we are and what sort of society they're pledging allegiance to. When they just come here unchecked like that, you are diluting and deleting American culture, which by extension erases American identity. And that's something that can't be fixed. That's something where once it's done, it is finished. It is over. So those who are fearful of the tariffs, I actually understand. We haven't experienced anything like that, at least in my lifetime. It is a kind of a scary thing. No matter how much you like Trump, you have to kind of admit to yourself it is a kind of a scary thing. But that's not more scary to me than just losing my country as a whole. A country must have a definition, and you can't define a country if you can't define its people. If America becomes the country of the world, then it's no longer a country. It is just some globalized geographic piece of land. So, Trump regrets his vote. Trump voters regret their vote. I don't regret my vote. And I'm not even fully against the tariffs. I think there can be some pros out of it, some positives out of it. But up to current date, Trump has actually done a great job on the border. I believe since he's been in office, there's, what has it been, like 7,000 or something border crossings? It's something around there. That's impressive. It's the lowest recorded number of border crossings since they started recording that information. He has sent the United States military to the border. He has essentially shut down the border. That's what I voted for. Now, with that being said, I do think he could do a better job with the deportations. We could speed that up a bit. You know, the deportations have been making the headlines because, you know, he's sending people to El Salvadorian prisons, and, you know, that's been getting the shock value. But if you look at the actual numbers, not that impressive. We need to speed that up. There's about 40 million illegals here. We need to speed that process up. But that's my take on all of these people on the left who have recently been saying, yeah, I know Trump voters are regretting their vote. If Kamala won, these tariffs wouldn't be in place. If Kamala won, everything would be normal. Yeah, but if Kamala won, we wouldn't have a country. So think on that. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to my channel and be on the lookout. There's many more videos coming your way very soon.